survey strategy using qualitative and quantitative data. It was designed to be online so that people could, despite geographic differences, could complete the survey with a simple Likert rating which most people understand. Designed to be intuitive, avoiding low frequency terms, to reduce dropout rate and take under 10 minutes. The questionnaire first of all wanted to collect demographic information such as role title and location. Then their experience with specific sustainable design strategies, an option to rank barriers and solutions, then a justification for their top choice, and some perception questions which collected their motivation and their confidence level in action in sustainable design, and then an opportunity to provide any further comments. For the data collection, the study was issued, the questionnaire was issued out to 40% rural-based and 60% urban-based individuals. This was done using the more cost-effective snowballing method due to lack of access to the entire population, and this received 36 responses, which we deemed suitable for qualitative analysis and to allow sufficient time for analysis. Respondents typically included practice directors, architects, architecture assistants, technologists, and design managers. Firstly, for some demographic and sustainable design results. No respondents they only worked in rural-only architecture. This is possibly due to higher investment in urban areas. So urban architecture was the most common response category. 84% of respondents felt that they are actually sustainable design on 50% or less of their projects, which means that there's a huge amount of space there for increasing the adoption of sustainable design. And the most common strategy was solar panels, collectors, and green roofs and walls. No one actioned wind walls, but this may be due to the inappropriateness for the climate. But typically the most popular strategies were bolt-on strategies that wouldn't affect the function of the building. So for the ranking results, the most significant barriers were potentially higher build cost, followed by lack of financial incentives and lack of incentive to encourage clients to adopt sustainable design. And for the solutions, the most significant barrier, significant solution was incentive schemes, followed by high return on investment and government regulations and policies. For the barriers, the top choice was also cost, which was 3.5 times more significant than the following: lack of demand from client brief. But despite cost being and financial incentives being rated the most significant solution, people's top choice was legislation. There were no significant barriers between rural and urban locations. However, there was a minor increase in significance for rural locations, with barriers and solutions within a product category. So product-related solutions and barriers were more significant for rural areas. Overall, key points to take away in action, it is suggested that a key barrier of cost should be solved with legislation and financial incentives. And the perception questions highlighted that optimism and motivation was high, but upskilling would be necessary to increase designer confidence in actually sustainable design methods and advising clients. The study could be expanded by further access to the population, different countries, stakeholders, RIBA stages or building types, and this study could be used by policymakers, environmental design groups, practices, and comparison with other countries. Thank you very much.